Owls are mostly feathers and bones. A predatory owl has to be pretty desperate to want to actually eat another owl.
Welcome to another episode of Photographer Profile. My name is Nathan Rupert. I started this podcast to give photographers a worldwide platform to share their work and stories. If you like cute, fluffy owls, then this is the podcast for you. We have an owl master with us, Ryan. Hey, Ryan, how you doing?
Hey, good. How are you, Nathan?
Thanks for joining. Just give an introduction about yourself and your photography to the people watching.
Well, my name is Ryan Humphrey. I'm an owl photographer and owl photographer guide. I reside here in Minnesota, a place I call the land of owls. I first picked up a camera in 2018 and got interested in wildlife photography. And that same year, I found my first owl. That kind of led to the owl obsession that I have today. I now do owl guided photography. I lead tours and bring people to the same owls that I've been obsessing over for the last 8 years. That basically incorporates all of my time. I'm best labeled as owl obsessed rather than an owl expert. I go to school for biology. I have a lot of experience watching, photographing, and tracking owls here in the state of Minnesota.
I did not know that Minnesota was the land of the owls. To be honest with you, that was a big surprise for me. When I think of Minnesota, I think of snow and cold and lakes. I do not think of owls.
We have a lot of migratory owls. When the snow and the cold and all that stuff you think about with Minnesota comes, so does the owls.
Do you have any hobbies outside of owls that you enjoy?
Yeah, actually, so what got me into owls originally and photography in general was running. I do a lot of running.
Okay.
I haven't officially ran marathons, but I run long distance and run basically every day. It takes up a lot of my time as well. Also keeps me in good enough shape to go out and look for owls nonstop because I spend a lot of time out walking and hiking and middle of the night and all that stuff. So basically running and owl photography is about it. That takes up most of my time.
Well, let's not keep the people waiting. I know they're excited to see these adorable looking owls. Let me share the photo showcase, which is the first picture I picked out. See that shot?
Yep.
Just give us the story behind this picture.
These are great horned owlets. They're baby owls. They're actually sitting on top of their nest that they were born in and hatched in. This year, this was one of those exceptional times where both of the babies had come out all the way on the top of the nest and near fledging would hang out at the very top of the nest. Awesome opportunity for photos for other people that I had with me that day. It was an exciting time this year on one of the tours.
Love how they have the exact same look. Both of them, the exact same stare, like staring through your soul.
Right.
In the picture there.
Great horns are kind of like the hardcore owls of the owl world here. They take over other nests of other owls and other birds. They kind of push other owls out of territory. They're like the kingpins. And the babies always look grumpy. I still think they're cute. They're fluffy and cute like all the other owl babies, but they always have that evil, like dark, grimace look on their face. It's kind of like a Joker almost.
But what length lens do you shoot most of these owl pictures with?
90% of my photos are taken with a 500 or 600 millimeter, usually a telephoto lens.
Can you tell the difference between male and female? Are those male and female, the two owl chicklets?
They could be. It's very hard to tell when the owls are small. Until they get bigger, adult size, then males will be predominantly smaller than the females, like most other owl species. When it comes to the babies here, it's very, very hard to tell the sexes.
Wow, man, look at those claws. Those claws are sharp. I see that on the bottom.
So interesting fact, great horned owls, they exhibit 500 pounds per square inch of force with those talons, enough to crush a skull. Yeah. Great horns are actually the only owl that has ever been known to actually kill a human being.
Really?
Just from the power of their talons. Yeah.
I wonder why they attacked that person. I got to look that up on Google.
When you look at the wounds on Kathleen's head, the theory that a raptor caused those wounds is pretty persuasive.
And in this instance, when it hit Mrs. Peterson, she reached up and all of a sudden she is entangled with this wild bird of prey, a barred owl.
I think I looked it up years back. I'm pretty sure it was somebody getting way too close to a nest, probably bothering the babies or an eggs or something. It was probably somebody unaware, most likely. These owls will tend to nest in areas where you could walk right by them and never know they're there. They blend in very well.
That would be a horrific way to die, attacked by owl. You don't want that on your obituary.
It would, yes.
Let me share the next one. This guy looks straight out like a fantasy novel, Lord of the Rings or Harry Potter or something like that.
Right?
What kind of owl is this?
He is hilarious looking. This is a great gray owl. It's another baby picture. That's North America's biggest owl, the great gray. This would be the biggest baby that we also have here in Minnesota and in North America.
Where did you take this at?
This was taken up in northern Minnesota, north of Duluth. People see them in Yellowstone National Park, and then upper northern Minnesota.
It almost looks like it has two faces. His beak looks like a face. The nostrils look like eyes, right?
Yeah, they're goofy looking creatures. They are just total Muppets. They look even funnier as they start to age.
This guy's a character.
It's a mosquito that's on his beak there too.
Oh, I didn't even notice that. It's not even bothering him at all. He's like, oh, this is just a mosquito chilling here.
Yeah, so no big deal. These guys live in a habitat that's just full of bugs. Mosquitoes, horseflies, they just swarm all over and it doesn't bother them one bit. It only bothers us humans.
Before we go to your next picture, I'll ask you a question real fast. For people that want to get into animal photography, what kind of advice would you give to someone trying to shoot owls or to get into this industry?
I would first suggest networking. I'd run into other people with a camera in their hand and I'd stop and talk to them. And a lot of those people have now become long-term friends of mine. Owls are treated much different than other birds, not just here in Minnesota, but in a lot of places. They're more secretive about owl locations and how to take photos of owls. Some people will never tell you where they took any of their pictures. It'll be a total secret. Having sort of a circle of people, of friends, or a network really comes in handy to be able to help each other out. The other thing is commitment. With owl photography, you can't go out once every month and expect to go take some of the pictures that you're seeing from my social media or my friend's social media. It's a lot of commitment, a lot of time and effort that you put into going out and taking photos of these birds. Much more secretive and hidden than a lot of the other birds and wildlife.
It can be lonely waiting out there in the wilderness for owls. So it is nice to have some company to go shooting with you, right?
Right. Yep.
All right. Let me bring up your next one here. Now that's a face.
I don't know, but he does not look pleased with me taking his photo there.
What kind of owl is this? And where was this one taken at?
This is my all-time favorite owl in all of the world, but definitely the favorite one here in Minnesota. This is a Northern Saw-Whet Owl, and this is, again, another baby owl. It's the same size as the adult, which is about the size of a pop can or your cell phone, the smallest species we have here in Minnesota. The X you see that makes him look even more angry in this photo, I call him the Under Armour model because of the X. It looks like a U and an A together in his face. Yeah, big cross. Yeah, so these owls are very animated. The animations that these baby owls go through, the head bobs, the dancing they do, they're very entertaining to watch and take photos of. So their whole bodies will,
Get into owl dancing. You can start a trend on TikTok or something like that.
Yeah.
I'm in your city, I just wanna dance. Picture me friends. Shut off the plane,
Let me get the next one. This guy's more surprised than mean.
I was too when I took this photo. We both were kind of caught off guard.
Oh, you didn't know it was there?
I knew that this owl species was around in this area, but I did not know exactly where he was. I came around a corner in between a couple trees, and as I looked over, I was maybe 10, 15 feet away from him. We both were a little shocked.
What kind of owl is this?
This is another baby. This is a long-eared owl. So where you see the little, it looks like, I don't know, maybe some hairs growing up the top of the head there. That's the start of the long-eared owl's ear tufts. So they eventually have these long rabbit-like ears when they get into adulthood. But when they're this little, almost zero ear tufts, and then you just start seeing little specks of hairs popping up on the top of their head there.
Most of the owl species in Minnesota, do they get along, or are they predators of each other? What's the relationship between all the different species?
From my experience, I found that a lot of them do kind of just coexist together in some of the same habitats or near the same habitats and kind of leave each other alone. Great horned owls, the first baby photos that we looked at, those owls, if they're anywhere near these owls, the long-eareds, or the saw-whets, the other photo we just looked at, they likely will drive them out of that area, or those owls will be much more quiet and secretive, knowing that great horn is around, because the bigger owl species can eat the smaller owls. But owls are mostly feathers and bones, so they're not the greatest meal for another owl. Usually a predatory owl has to be pretty desperate to want to actually eat another owl. There's plenty of other food that they could get that has much more meat and substance to them. But they will have territorial battles once in a while. It can happen, but it's not as often as people would think. Yeah.
Did you get pictures of that? That'd be incredible to see.
No, and it was actually at night. It was more of a fly at each other and one flew away. So not the whole talons at each other. It wasn't a boxing match or biting each other or anything, but it probably would have come to that if one of the owls didn't take off. But it was more chasing after each other.
Gotcha. All right, I think we have a couple more. I'll bring him up. This guy's hidden in all those leaves.
This is a baby eastern screech owl, a gray morph. They're either gray or they're red. And this particular one is a little gray guy. They like to sit in just huge clumps of leaves. So
I love the ambiance that all the leaves give. It's like this is its home. It's in the center of the frame. It's just living its life. In the animal kingdom, when they're all white, I forgot what that's called. But does that happen to owls too?
Oh, Lewistic? Yes, it does. I'm not sure about Minnesota in particular. I'd have to ask around, but like barred owls that are completely white when they're usually gray and black and white,
right,
and great horned owls that are all white and orange. Yeah, it does happen.
That would be cool to find.
I could say that's one of my goals, that I would like to see one of those at some point. A Lewistic, any kind of owl. I have not yet. So
Being out there in the wilderness, next to all these birds, do you have any wild or crazy stories? Anything that you saw out there that you're like, whoa, I can't believe it doesn't even have to be owls, but anything that you've seen during your photo tours out there in the wild that you can think of? Any stories?
as far as other wildlife, I've seen so many other crazy things. I've watched bears take down bird feeders. And that sort of things while I'm out looking for owls. I've seen porcupines crossing the road and coyotes and wolves and bobcats. Just the other week, had a bobcat screaming in the woods. Watched some crazy drama between individual people before out with owls. That's a common thing. There's a lot of stories of those.
Wait, why is there drama with people? Why would there be drama?
Maybe it's the secretiveness with owls. There's a lot of ethical arguments that come up in Minnesota with owls. Some people will say you're too close to an owl. Some people will say, you shouldn't take that sort of picture of an owl. Or sometimes people get in heated debates, and I try to stay out of most of those. I'm there to take pictures of owls and look at owls, and that kind of ruins it for me. But I tend to stick around a lot of people that are the same as me, that are out there for the fun and the joy of it. On occasion, there's people that will come to ruin things. People can ruin almost anything, right? I won't share a couple of those stories, but I got tons of stories of things that have happened over the years.
I think we have one more picture. I'll share that. This guy looks very wise, very ancient.
So this is a barred owl baby. So again, a baby from this year. Barred owls are the one species you can find here in Minnesota that have dark eyes. They don't have the yellow eyes like all the other species. I fell in love with owls because of some of the characteristics that these guys have. Their call, for one, I think is probably one of the coolest calls in the owl world. They're the owl that like Tootsie Roll or the Tootsie Pops used. I'm terrible at it.
Can you mimic the call?
That's probably the best I can do. I am terrible at it. If I had my daughter here, my daughter is like top notch when it comes to barred owls. She could do that and have a barred owl call back to her and fly up to her. I could do a saw-whet owl call. That sounds like a truck backing up, like a whistle.
Oh, interesting. You don't know if you're going to run over or hit by an owl.
Right.
Where was this taken at?
Minneapolis. So not downtown Minneapolis, but right in the city limits of Minneapolis on one of the most famous creeks that flows through the city. We have a lot of these particular owl species in Minnesota. There's probably one of these owls within 100 yards, 200 yards of you. The ones that are in the city, like this one here, is a baby, but the adults are very friendly, where you can walk right next to them and they don't even fly away. They have no fear of humans. They're used to them walking all the time underneath them, next to them. This is right in the heart of Minneapolis, basically.
Do you think you'll ever get bored just shooting owls? You think someday you're like, oh, I want to shoot a different animal. Do you think you'll ever get bored doing just owls?
No, that's a really good question to ask me, actually. A lot of people asked me that question after I found those baby saw-whets, because that was kind of my top of the bucket list picture I wanted to take was that. And I thought maybe, even myself, thought maybe I'd get bored with it after that. You know, what do you do after that? Where do you go from there? But every single year after the summer ends and the fall comes, we start to get all the winter migrant owls to come back. I get just as excited. And I'll sometimes each year take the same sort of picture I took the year prior. You know, it may be a little sharper, or it may be a better angle or a better backdrop, but it's typically the same owl species in the same environments. And no, I never get sick of it. It's going on 8 years. This is probably one of the hobbies I've had in my life that I just don't see as ever going to end. It's just, I'm obsessed. You walk into my house and the napkin holder, the paper towel holder, the kitchen timer, the shower curtain,
oh my god,
everything is owls. It's just owls everywhere. I'm
you have,
fascinated by them.
Do you have framed pictures of owls in your house?
I do. However, I took a lot of them down this year. My goal was to fill my walls with owl pictures from my friends and other people. I did have all of my own owl pictures up in my house. And after a while, I just got sick of looking at my own pictures. Now my goal is to have owl pictures from friends or clients that put me on tour now. But yeah, it's, you walk into my house and that's all you see. It's owl stuff everywhere.
Oh, this was a really fun podcast. What's the best way that people can reach out to you if they want to do the owl tour or to contact you? Your website, Instagram, how do you prefer people reach out to you?
I have a Facebook account and Instagram account, both MN Owl Tours. Then I also have a website that you can reach out that goes directly to my email. My number is listed publicly as well as my email and my website on both my social medias. My information's out there. If you find me on social media, you can definitely contact me. But mnowltours.com is basically my website that you want to go to actually book a tour, to see available dates, and my phone number, my email, everything is on there as well. So
awesome. Maybe I'll have to reach out to you sometime and do an owl tour. That'd be fun if I'm ever in Minnesota.
You would love it. I've had people that came this past year that are not photographers. Some people were not even birders. They didn't even know what it was. They just found it intriguing. They heard about it and came with me. And everybody leaves with a smile on their face. Everybody has a good time. It's a blast. It really is. Especially if you come in the winter, in the dead of winter, when we have the most owl species around. We're go the whole time. There's no boring tourist type part of the owl tours here. It's a lot of fun. You would love it.
Actually, I grew up in Coon Rapids, Minnesota until I was 7 years old. And then I moved to Indiana, believe it or not.
Nice. There are definitely owls in Coon Rapids.
Awesome, Ryan. Well, I appreciate your time. And if you don't mind, just stick around here for a couple minutes to make sure that everything gets uploaded online. Thank you so much for sharing your pictures.
Yeah, absolutely. Thank you. I appreciate it, Nathan.